Before that, I said, yeah, give me like 20 to 30 minutes.
I don't have that
And then you
text.
asked for my picks.
4:51. He said,
And then
"Give
I
me
was like,
20
yeah,
to
give
30
me a minute.
minutes." Yeah.
Oh, I never got that text, which is
Did I not pick the
weird.
Packers-Rams game?
Yeah, you didn't.
Packers. I'm putting
Yeah.
in writing.
I figured that's what you would pick.
Yeah. I'm a Packers fan. Alright.
All right.
All right,
Okay,
let's do it.
we're live. All right, so Sean, since you don't know what the topics are, MLB Playoffs, CC Sabathia rehab, Week 4 recap, Week 5 preview, NHL starts up, and then walk off.
Alright, so playoffs, CC, anything else for baseball?
Uh,
Yeah.
well, I mean, I think the MLB
I think
Playoffs are going
yeah.
to cover a large variety of
I'm just
topics.
trying to get everything organized.
Yeah.
And then NFL review/preview. Also, we should mention Joe Feldman got fired, and
Yes.
Ryan Tannehill makes fun of his practice squad while he's being intercepted by his practice squad.
Yeah.
What a dick.
Oh, and then we can include this in the Week 4 recap, but that Monday night game, the Seahawks steal another one from a unsuspecting team. Once again. And they didn't even have a replacement refs, and they still didn't know what the rule is.
Alright, then after that, the NHL.
Yeah.
Okay.
Word.
Start of the NHL season. That was yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, what, 2 games yesterday?
There was Maple Leaves, Canadians, yeah, and Blackhawks, Rangers.
And then there was Kings Sharks.
Oh, right, there were 3. That's right.
What does
I didn't see any of that one.
does the alumni weekend shirt look like?
There is no alumni weekend shirt.
Oh, they gave us one last year.
They did?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't.
There's the 90th anniversary one.
I have no idea. I've only been here for like 10 minutes.
Okay. All right. Oh no.
What'd you do?
Nothing. I just saw a tweet that said Vince Scully won't call the playoff games because he underwent medical procedure.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Wait, who?
Vince Scully.
Who's that?
You're joking, right?
I know the name. I just can't figure out who it is.
He's the greatest. He's the GOAT of all broadcasters.
Oh, right, the broadcaster.
Yeah. Works for the Dodgers. Back when they were in Brooklyn, and now when they're in LA. All right. Songs. What do you guys have?
I was just thinking Kanye West.
I was thinking one of the songs could be like the good old hockey game. You know that song, right, Brian?
Yeah, I know what song that is.
Just in honor of the hockey season starting up.
I was just gonna play some Kanye West.
Hang on, which Kanye West?
I was gonna play Good Morning to begin it, and then probably Barry Bonds to end it.
I like it.
Or like for like this background music, like when we're talking, we what do you guys think of this week in baseball theme music?
That's fine.
Wait, what'd you say?
The this week in baseball theme music for the background music while we're
Oh,
talking as a music bed.
alright. Well, I mean, we could do that, but it'll just be like looped over and over
Yeah,
again.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's fine.
Okay.
I mean, it's just
I don't know what it sounds like. That's what I'm
it's
saying.
just an instrumental. And look it up on YouTube. But it's just an instrumental, so it doesn't matter if it's looped.
Alright. Alright. I didn't know the Texans were playing right now.
You mean the Rangers?
Yeah, Texas, I mean.
Yeah, they're beating the Blue Jays 4-3.
Oh, wow, they came back. They were down 4-0, weren't they?
No, they were down 2-0, then it was 2-1, and then
Oh, it was
4-1.
it was 4-1 at one point.
Yeah, it was 4-1 at one point, but
Okay, that's when I saw it then.
yeah.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Alright. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Wait, Brian, can you put headphones in?
No, I don't have any.
You don't have any headphones?
I'm not at my apartment.
Well, I hear an echo, so...
I don't hear one.
Sorry, because I'm
Well,
not
gonna
at
be
my
there.
apartment. I don't have any headphones or earbuds this week.
Alright, how about you just, not talk? Just turn off your microphone the whole time. No, I'm just
Suck
kidding.
a dick.
Alright, whatever.
Oh, I just thought of another one.
Cities. I'm gonna go put a
Kate.
shirt on. I feel weird.
We should talk about Katie Nolan,
Oh,
calling out
yeah.
the NFL and Greg Hardy.
Make that your walk off. I hate Greg Hardy, but I hate Tom Brady more so.
This
We're
doesn't.
just talking about Tom Brady.
Yeah, I just said Katie Nolan.
But isn't that like it's gonna be like you're gonna talk about the Patriots game too, aren't you?
No, I'm just talking about Greg Hardy's dumb ass comments.
I wish Greg Hardy wasn't even in the NFL.
I think all of us would like that. It's more about the Greg Hardy in the NFL than.
All right, let's do it.
Alright. You guys ready for real now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Welcome to another episode of the Sports Pulse. I'm Sean McNiff.
I'm Brian Brennan.
I'm Ethan Winter.
And right now you're listening to Kanye West. Good morning. And good morning if you're just waking up and listening to this. Or if good night if it's nighttime or evening, or good afternoon if it's in the middle of the day.
Or good morning for people in Japan.
Right.
Yes. Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa to the other side of the world, because it is starting to get dark here as we're recording this.
5:30 on the East Coast.
Yeah, it's getting into
on October 8th, 2015.
Yeah, could you just yell a little more? That'd be great. Yeah, it is getting into the winter time. Sun's setting a little earlier. Leaves are falling off the trees. Weather's getting colder, which is my least favorite part.
My favorite part.
You like cold weather?
I love cold weather, man.
Why?
It's something. It's just something. I like something peaceful about cold weather. To me, I feel.
Yeah, that's true. I just like summertime because it's warm, it's hot, you're sweating, you're active.
I hate that. I hate how sweaty it gets in the summer. And
Dude, I don't mind sweating
me
at all.
being a bigger guy, I get sweatier easily. So,
Yeah, that's true.
This is what I like. I like, actually, if it was like slightly warmer, like low 70s, like it would be perfect.
yeah.
Like, that is the perfect weather, and it's been like that, so it's perfect. Like, this weather is perfect for me.
Yeah, it's been
like
70 and sunny ever since the hurricane never hit the coast.
The hurricane that never happened.
Well, although
it happened in South Carolina.
South Carolina got fucked up.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I heard LSU is donating all their game profits this weekend to the South Carolina Hurricane Relief Fund, or whatever they donate it to.
Yeah. You know what's kind of funny or ironic is I heard that, like, back when Hurricane Sandy hit, like, the only states in the union, or state that in the union that voted against giving aid to New Jersey and Long Island was South Carolina, because they were like, oh, those Yankees, they have a bunch of money, and now their state's fucked up because of flooding and Hurricane Joaquin. It's like, guess who needs money now?
Nice Fox Hogg impression there, by the way.
It's not like it's Haiti that we're trying to help. It's South Carolina. It's a state in the United States. They're not like poor.
Yeah.
They can. I mean, I'm sure they'll be fine by themselves. But everybody's just like, here, have a little money. All right. Anyway, playoffs are among us. Baseball playoffs, that is. The Cubs beat the Pirates last night 4-0 as Jake Arrieta destroyed the Pirates.
Yes.
Absolutely handcuffed them every at-bat. Well, not every at-bat, because he got in a little trouble in the 7th inning, 6th inning, something like that. But he got out of it, threw a complete game, a shutout. And then the night before, what game was that?
Astros-Yankees.
Yeah.
Right, Yankees got eliminated. I forgot about that. I was so happy that the Yankees
Fuck you, Sean.
lost. Well, I was like really expecting it, so I'm just like whatever. This is normal.
Me too, pretty much.
But yeah, the Yankees got eliminated. They played horribly. I mean, their best pitcher was like, yeah, I don't feel like playing.
They all go to rehab.
I'm going to rehab, and then. Who was it that they didn't play? They played in Jacoby Ellsbury.
Jacoby Ellsbury sat on the bench.
Was he injured or?
No,
nope.
He was in a slump, but like still, like I don't get it. You pay this guy $153 million. This is what you paid Jacoby Ellsbury for, is to play in big games, to play in the playoffs, and you fucking sit him on the bench. Like, I don't care what he's hitting and whether he's in a slump or not. It's the playoffs. It's a one-game elimination game. You need to have your best players out there if they are healthy. And now, so I completely don't understand Joe Girardi's thinking with this. I'm glad he sat Jacoby Ellsbury because it's just hilarious. And the Yankees lost. Probably because of that. They might have lost anyway, but still.
No, they did not lose because of that. They lost because Dallas Keuchel is unbelievable.
Well,
and
also the Yankees are horrible.
Still, like, Jacoby Ellsbury was actually, in his career, is slightly better against Dallas Keuchel than Brett Gardner. Gardner was 0 for 4 coming into the game. Ellsbury was 2 for 7 against Keuchel.
That sounds like it's going to make a real difference. It did
but
make
I mean, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Like,
I will tell you.
It probably wouldn't have made a difference. But like, who knows if you put if you have your best players in the lineup, anything can happen. But I'll tell you,
that makes a good point. But I'll tell you why the Yankees lost. They lost because their best player was out of the lineup. But it's not Jacoby Ellsbury. It's Mark Teixeira. They lost because Mark Teixeira was out for basically the entire second half of the season. And that's where you can pinpoint to this Yankee season going pretty much down the hill is when Mark Teixeira got hurt. And as well as his replacement played, that was still kind of the turning point in the Yankee season. They went from being in first place ahead of the Blue Jays to the wild card spot, to barely holding on to that wild card spot, to barely holding on to home field advantage in the wild card game, to losing the wild card game. So that was the turning point of the Yankees season. Even though I'm a huge Yankee fan, I knew they probably weren't winning on Tuesday night. And, yeah. And they lost because the other reason, Dallas Keuchel was unbelievable.
Yeah. I would say that, but
that was the old. Dallas Keuchel is going to win the Cy Young this year. Jake Arrieta is probably winning it in the NL, although there were some great pitchers in the NL this season.
Yeah, like Greinke.
Greinke was great. Kershaw was great again, as usual. But Arrieta was the best pitcher in baseball all season, and he showed it last night. And voting's already been done, but if you include last night, that just goes to show you why the guy is going to win the NL Cy Young, and Keuchel showed you why he's going to win the AL Cy Young. And, yeah, I think the teams that you expected to advance out of the wild card round did advance out of the wild card round.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
I would agree with that.
I'll be right back. I got to go get my phone charger.
Oh, my God.
Come on. Come on.
Anyway, moving on into the National League wildcard game, I feel like we should talk about the little brouhaha that happened last night.
Yes.
Jake Arrieta was lights out. He was phenomenal. Only gave up 4 hits. Ran into a little bit of trouble in the 6th inning, but he got the ground ball. Pedro Alvarez to hit into an inning-ending double play with the bases loaded. Chris Bryant.
It was Starling Marte, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. Chris Bryant with a marvelous turn to get out of the inning. But then in I believe it was the top of the 7th inning.
Yeah.
There are 2 outs in the inning, and Jake Arrieta was at the plate. Watson, whatever his name is, clearly throws at Jake Arrieta. Now, Arrieta did hit 2 Pirates earlier in the game.
Accidentally.
Yeah,
accidentally. Totally wasn't on purpose.
Of course, yeah, no.
Why would Jake Arrieta hit somebody on purpose? That's just beyond.
While he's throwing heat. He was on fire.
In the middle of a huge playoff game, by the way.
Right.
You know, if you get ejected, Jake Arrieta has been the best pitcher in baseball all season.
Right.
How bad you look. I mean, come on.
Yeah, no, there's no way Arrieta was throwing at the Pirates. I mean, Arrieta was just trying to establish the inside part of the plate, like any pitcher should. Sorry. Sorry. I feel like the Pirates are just complete morons.
For throwing at Arrieta? I don't think so.
Well, this is why I think the Pirates are morons for throwing at Arrieta. It's an elimination game in the playoffs. It's a 1-game playoff game. If it was in a series, then I could see it differently because then you have another day. But because it's a 1-game playoff, and actually this almost happened. So Arrieta gets hit. He then steals second, and then.
Wait, hold on. You're like, if you throw at a player, it's not detrimental to the game. You're not going to automatically lose the game. Why does it matter if it's a 1-game playoff?
Let me finish. Though.
All right, go ahead.
And you'll see what I'm getting at.
All right.
You throw at Arrieta. He steals second, and then Dexter Fowler almost gets a bloop single that would have scored Arrieta. Now, you're in an elimination game in the playoffs. You're already losing. This isn't like playoff hockey. You don't want to give up any more runs, especially if you're losing 4-0. You want to stay in the game as much as you can. And at that point in the game, the game was still in doubt. Like you
Yeah.
weren't sure that. I mean, the Pirates still could have come back and win.
Slow the bases the inning before.
Right, yeah, exactly. So the game was still very much in doubt at that point, and you don't want to give the Cubs any extra life or
Oh, you sound like an old
have
man
an
right now.
opportunity to score some more runs. And so I thought the Pirates were just idiots and for thinking that Arrieta was throwing at their players, and I just didn't think it was the right time or place for the Pirates to retaliate or show
Well,
retribution. Or if you're going to hit Arrieta, make it less obvious and throw a curveball instead of a fastball right
No,
at
fuck
his
that.
ass.
Fuck that. I think that throwing at Arrieta was totally warranted. I mean, he didn't. Arrieta
No, it
didn't mean to
No,
hit.
it wasn't warranted at
No,
all.
no, listen. Arrieta didn't mean to hit the Pirates players, but he hit two of them. So what are you gonna do? Let him keep hitting people? No, you throw a fucking fastball right at his hip, right in his bum. I don't. Whatever. Like
I honestly think part of it.
There was
Part of it might have been just trying to throw Arrieta off of his game. You know, at that
Maybe
Right,
they
yeah.
like
definitely
you
were
said,
trying
it
to
was
change the
still-
momentum.
It was still at that point in time a game that was, you know, the Pirates one swing of the bat. Given the Cubs' playoff history, and given the Cubs' playoff history in late innings, anything could have happened at that point. And so I think that Watson, with Garrett Cole out of the game at that point, was just trying to maybe just throw Arrieta, who had been dominant at that point and continued to dominate beyond the hit by pitch. I think he was just trying to throw him off his game. And as soon as Arrieta got to first base and stole second base, I knew that was not getting in his head at all.
Yeah.
He did steal second base. That was funny. But the inning
That was
before
awesome.
the Pirates loaded the bases, and the Cubs shut them out. They shut them down.
Yeah.
So
Right, what I'm saying,
the
that's what
whole
might have been in
stadium-
Watson's head was that it
Right.
was, you know, the Pirates had just loaded the bases, and they did threaten in the bottom of the seventh too. So,
The stadium got loud in the bottom of the
Oh,
seventh.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
then when they left the bases loaded, the stadium got quiet as a library.
It was you know, it was more or less the reason Watson hit Arrieta, in my opinion, was not because, well, yes, it had something to do with, you know, the two hit by pitches to Cervelli, and I can't remember who got hit. It's always nice to see Cervelli get hit, but I think that it was part of it. He wanted to get the crowd back into it. He wanted to get his team back into it, and that's why he hit Arrieta. But I mean, there was no getting.
Yeah, it was quiet as a library. It was quiet as a library in Pittsburgh.
There was no
in the entire city of Pittsburgh, it was quiet. So you got to get your troops back into it somehow. And there's a pitcher standing there that hit two of your guys. What are you gonna do? Not hit him? That's ridiculous.
I'm saying.
That's ridiculous.
I don't think they should have hit him, but I understand why Watson did it.
I definitely think they should have hit him.
All I know is that if I was
They shouldn't have let him steal second base, though. That was absolutely ridiculous.
that was awesome that Arrieta stole second.
It was awesome, but it was ridiculous that the Pirates let him steal second base.
But all I know is that if I was the home plate umpire, I would have tossed Watson immediately because there was clear intent there.
Yeah.
And as you don't have to issue warnings if you feel like someone threw at another batter on purpose, and that was clearly the case. I would have tossed Watson immediatay.
But the thing about
Ethan, how your grandkids doing? Because you sound like an old man right now.
I'm just saying, as a former Little League umpire, I would have.
Former Little League umpire. Do you ever toss anybody when you were in Little League?
I actually did. I tossed a coach out once because he was being an asshole.
Yeah. Did he leave?
No.
He kept coaching?
Yeah.
That's funny.
God.
I can see that happening. You'd be like, "You're out of here," and you'd be like, "No, dude, this is Little League."
No, I'm not.
There's no dugout that I can go to.
Go sit in your car for the next hour.
All right, for today's games, let me pull it up real quick. We got the Texas Rangers taking on the Blue Jays, and they just scored their 5th run. The Rangers did. Rangers are winning 5-3.
For Patrick
I mean,
Montgomery, let's go Rangers.
Yeah, I'm rooting for the Rangers just because Blue Jays are in the AL East. I don't like the AL East teams that much.
For Chris Crawford, let's go Blue Jays.
But good luck to Chris as well. Chris is a good dude. Good luck to him.
Who's Chris Crawford?
I shouted him last week.
Yeah.
He's a huge Blue Jays fan.
Your friend who's a huge Blue Jays fan?
Yeah.
And he lives in Rhode Island, which is weird.
You're shouting him out?
Yeah, he's the man. But fuck the Blue Jays.
But anyway.
This is the first game of the actual playoffs, not the playing games. Who do you guys think is going to win this series?
I have Blue Jays. I originally had Blue Jays in 3, but I'm going to go with Blue Jays in 4 now. Obviously.
Oh, right.
Retroactively.
Yeah. And even when I was looking at it, I was like, wait a second.
You're such a punk.
It's probably 4. Like, it would probably be 4 games, not 3. So I'm going Blue Jays in 4.
Yeah, I got Toronto as well. I mean, they've just been the best. Even though they didn't finish with the best record in the American League, they might be the best team in the. It pains me to say, but they made all the moves necessary to be a team that goes to the World Series.
They made all the moves at the trade deadline.
Yeah, they pretty much dominated that, and they dominated pretty much the entire second half of the season as well. So,
although I do want to say this though, David Price was the Blue Jays Game 1 starter, and once again, he does not pitch well in the playoffs or postseason so far.
He doesn't get to the playoffs very often. That's something to keep in mind. But
I mean, he got to the playoffs when he was with the Rays. He got to the playoffs.
Not very often. Not like they got there every single year.
Keep in mind, he's only been 2008 was his rookie season, so he's been in the league for only, I guess, 7 years is a lot, but
it's hard to believe.
It's really only 6 full seasons.
David Price has been here for a solid amount of time. He's played for 3 teams. It's hard to believe.
Yeah.
It sounds like David Price just got relieved just now.
Well, he's given up 5 runs. So.
Yeah, but I mean,
top 8.
He pitched 8 innings, so no matter what.
Impressive.
And the other AL series, that's the Astros against the Royals, right?
Right.
Wait, let me give you my prediction for this series.
Okay, sorry.
I'm going to go with the Rangers because, number 1, fuck the Blue Jays. Number 2, they have Prince Fielder, who just eats cheeseburgers and hot dogs and drinks beer all the time and just hits.
Modern day Babe Ruth.
All he does is eat
and
cheeseburgers, drink beer,
by diving into third base.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, all he does is eat cheeseburgers, drink beer, and hit home runs. And occasionally dives into third base.
And occasionally appears completely naked in the body issue.
They have.
How many games do you think the Rangers are going to beat the Blue Jays? Or dismiss the Blue Jays? 3, 4, 5.
You said Blue Jays in
4. Yeah.
You originally said 3, though. And you can't change your pick in the middle of the
shut up.
game.
No,
all right, so Blue Jays in 3.
You don't know anything about picks in general because you never make them, so...
Oh my god, that was twice. That was like 5 times.
Shut up! Alright.
Alright, so...
but no, the Rangers have, I don't know if they have any good pitchers.
Cole Hamels.
Yeah, he's alright. Is he doing good this season? I haven't really kept up with him.
He started today.
Yeah?
Right?
Yeah.
But I was thinking they have Adrian Beltre, Mike Napoli, Shin-Sho Choo.
Napoli. I don't know how much Napoli's contributing over there.
I don't know, but he's got playoff experience, a lot of playoff experience.
Yeah.
Which is always good. And they've got Shin-Sho Choo, who's always a fun name to say. He's
Choo Train.
Yeah, he's not great, I don't think.
How great would it be?
He's making $14 million this year. So
I just thought of this. What
Josh Hamilton?
I didn't realize this was a possibility, but what if the Astros and Rangers played in the ALCS? How Texas would go? They might have to, stop caring about high school football for a week.
That's a very big possibility, and
I didn't even think of that until just now.
That would be awesome.
So Sean, give us the number of games you think Rangers will win.
Rangers in You only need 3 to win, so in 5.
All right. You think you'll go in the distance in the first round? All right. Next one, Royals, Astros.
I think I'm gonna pick every series to go the distance in the first round, except for the Mets. Mets are going 3-0.
I like that.
Mets are gonna sweep, or
yeah, Mets are.
Oh,
sweeping.
they're going to sweep.
Mets are bringing out the brooms.
Yeah, about that. But anyway.
Yeah. So I have Royals in. I have Royals in 4 over the Astros.
Royals in 4.
Yeah.
I think that was my prediction too.
Yeah, it was.
It's hard to pick against the Royals, but I really want the Astros to win.
To get that Lone Star State ALCS.
Yeah, that would be very fun to watch. I'm gonna pick Astros in 5 also. Texas in 5.
Sean going with the upsets.
Also, I want the playoffs to stretch as long as they can. That would be great.
Into November?
Into December. It's like, no, it's not going to happen.
Hey, it might if, get another hurricane or something.
Yeah, it might.
All right. Well, hurricane season.
Yeah, Astros in 5, definitely.
Okay, and then, so National League playoffs would start tomorrow.
Let's go Cubs.
Yeah, we have the Cubs and the Cardinals. I have the Cubs beating the Cardinals in 5.
Cubs almost took the division from them.
As much as I want the Cubs to beat the Cardinals, and I'm going to be rooting for them pretty much for the rest of the playoffs now that the Yankees are out, I don't know if they can get past St. Louis. I don't know. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a series, though.
I mean, haven't the Cardinals, like, they've had some injuries, and I feel like they haven't really been playing all that great down the stretch.
They lost Carlos Martinez for the year. Yadier Molina is on the playoff roster but banged up. Adam Wainwright missed the entire season, and he's just back now on the playoff roster. It's going to be his first game this season.
Yeah, so he's going to be cold.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see, but, historically, I just don't want to bet against the Cardinals. I'm going for a little bit of a reverse jinx here. I'm going to pick the Cardinals in 5.
Yeah, I think originally you said in 4.
Nah, I'll go to 5. After seeing the Cubs last night, the Cubs are good enough at least to push the Cardinals to 5 games.
Cubs are playing great. They have all the momentum. They played great down the stretch, and they're only 3 games behind the Cardinals.
Right,
They ended up.
Hey, I'm totally rooting for the Cubs.
Absolutely, I think everybody's rooting for the Cubs.
Yeah,
they're a fun team to watch.
Wish I could go back in time and play some bets on the Cubbies.
To be honest, I'm gonna say Cubs in 4. I think Jake Arrieta is gonna. Is Jake Arrieta gonna pitch in the 3rd game or the 4th game?
3rd game.
3rd game?
Yeah. They got Leicester game 1 probably. I don't know who's game 2. But,
it's Leicester versus Lackey in game 1.
Right. Oh my God, 2013 Red Sox.
Yeah.
So who starts game 2 for the Cubs? I don't even know.
I don't know. The only pitchers on the Cubs I know is Jake Arrieta and John Lester.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm gonna go Cubs in 4.
Yeah.
Jake Arrieta's gonna come back and throw another great game and gonna just pull away.
Yeah, and Sean, you have the Mets sweeping the Dodgers, right?
Yes, I have the Mets sweeping the Dodgers. The 90-win Mets against the 92-win Dodgers.
Yeah, I have the Dodgers over the Mets in 4.
What did I say again, Ethan? Remind me. I know I picked the Dodgers, but how many games?
How is Clayton Kershaw pitching? Do you guys think
Clayton Kershaw's been great? This is
but he's sexed in the playoffs.
You guys think the Mets are going to win Game 1, right?
What?
You guys think the Mets are going to win Game 1, right?
I don't know who's going to win which, but I just think the Mets are going to
win. I just
think the Dodgers are going to win.
It's DeGrom against Kershaw. Granted, DeGrom didn't have any playoff experience, but Kershaw is horrible in the playoffs. And DeGrom has been pitching lights out.
This is a big game for Kershaw, though. Kershaw can shut up a lot of people with a good Game 1.
Yeah, I would agree with
That's
that.
not gonna happen. When's the last time you had a good playoff game?
Never.
Never.
Well, actually,
Yeah,
The past like 3 or 4 years, he's just been absolutely
his
horrible in the playoffs. And you
his
guys are just
second
gonna
his
pick
second
the
start
Dodgers all
against
willy
the
nilly.
his second start against the Giants last year in the NLCS. It wasn't that bad. He actually pitched pretty well.
you mean the Cardinals? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They played the Cardinals in the first round.
No, I'm
And
talking about in the NLCS.
Yeah, I know. They lost to the Cardinals in the first round.
Oh, they did. I
Yeah.
thought the Dodgers.
No, the Dodgers have
Okay.
never beaten the Cardinals ever.
Okay.
It never happens. They got lucky by playing.
All right, now I remember. But yeah, Kershaw
They-
actually pitched pretty well, but he just got no run support.
The Dodgers against the Cardinals is the National League equivalent to the Yankees and the Twins. Just absolutely domination, and they got lucky by playing the Mets. The Mets are complete, except for David Wright. They're all playoff virgins, and this is their first time. The Mets are going to be good for a very long time, but I still think the Dodgers will get past it this year. They'll get past the first round, but let's go Cubs.
Yeah, I agree with you, Brian. I don't think Matt Harvey's actually. I think Matt Harvey's gonna suck in his start. I think he's gonna stink up the joint because I've been getting bad vibes from Harvey.
There's something weird going on with Matt Harvey and the Mets right now.
Yeah.
What it is, but something is not right.
Yeah, it's really weird.
I feel like Harvey's already checked out. Like he's already thinking about free agency and
coming to the Bronx,
somewhere else.
That's a little harsh. He's a very competitive player, and he's in the playoffs for the first time.
Yeah,
so
he missed the mandatory workout before the playoffs. How do you do that?
So he missed a workout. I mean, he fucked up. Everybody knows he fucked up. The team told him he fucked up. He fucked up. What do you want me to say?
I know, but there's just the whole thing with like the innings limit, like this whole
I mean,
like
but
Brian said, like something's weird going on between those two.
I don't think he has an innings limit in the postseason, does he?
I don't know. I mean, I'm
pretty sure he doesn't have an innings limit.
I feel like Harvey originally claimed that the Mets told him that he was only going to pitch 108 innings no matter what.
180, yeah.
Yeah, 180 innings, no matter what.
Well, the Mets are also the Mets and have never made the playoffs. Well, in like 20 years, but I mean So now that they know they made the playoffs, that has to change. He was your best pitcher coming in, and he's still a great pitcher. I don't see why you have a pitch count on him. I mean,
because he was coming off of Tommy John.
I know, but obviously don't make him throw a complete game. But like, I don't know. It's playoff baseball. Do what you got to do to win.
I mean, I agree with you, Sean, but
I
feel like Harvey's gonna suck in his start against
that's what
the Dodgers.
That's what makes me think the Mets aren't going to sweep the Dodgers if Matt Harvey just comes out and blows it, which he might.
Yeah.
And I think DeGrom is, or I think Syndergaard is the only start that the Mets are going to win. I think DeGrom's going to pitch well, but I think the Dodgers are going to win. But we'll see. We'll see. Now, assuming that we're psychics and the teams that we pick move on to the LCS, let's go.
Let's not do this like round by round. Let's just
skip ahead. Just skip ahead to who we think is going to win the World Series.
Wait, hold on. Let me. I'm looking at the Mets rotation right now, or not their rotation, but their starting pitchers for the ALDS and
NLDS.
NLDS, I mean. And Bartolo Colon's not mentioned at all.
What?
I don't see his name.
I'm not surprised.
They're saying,
ooh, now I want them to lose even more.
I think the Mets are only going with a 3-man rotation.
No, they have the rookie starting game 4, Steven Matz. Oh
All
wait,
right.
hold
Well,
on. That's
Steven
not
Matz
a.
is pretty solid, so I mean that's not really a bad thing. But you know why they're not starting
Yeah,
Bartolo
okay.
though? It's because they want his bat. They want his bat in the lineup. They
Yeah, I'm
want him at
sure
the
that'll
top of the
happen.
order, laying down bunts.
All right.
Well, that makes me think he's gonna. Since the Mets bullpen is not great, it makes me think he's gonna be a reliever or a closer or
And that's
something.
probably what they're gonna do.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
If you go with a 3-man rotation, maybe a 4-man rotation with who is it? DeGrom,
DeGrom, Syndergaard, Harvey, and
Syndergaard,
Matt.
and then if Harvey brings his stuff, then that's gonna be almost an impossible team to beat. If they all pitch like they've been pitching, that's gonna be almost an impossible team to beat.
But
Granted, they do have to get some runs.
remember
It's gonna be the hard part.
The Dodgers do have Zach Greinke.
They have Zach Greinke and Clayton Kershaw, who had 2 of the best seasons in baseball this year. So stick with them. I'm sticking with them.
All right. Well, the Mets have 3 hungry young guys who.
And they'll be
also
great. They'll
played
be as good as
fantastic.
Zach Greinke and Clayton Kershaw someday, but they're not right now.
Someday. Yeah. I'm going to go with the Mets in 4.
All right. So let's move on to the LCS, I guess. Or, like you said, Brian, just skip ahead to the World Series.
Yeah. I got the Royals winning the World Series.
Over the Cardinals,
The
right?
Royals?
Yeah, I
The
had them
Kansas City Royals.
I had them in a Show Me State World Series.
Who did you say against the Cardinals?
Yeah, nobody's going to watch it outside of Missouri, but I still got the Royals winning the World Series this year over the St. Louis Cardinals.
I have an International World Series, and I have the Cubs over the Blue Jays in 7. Back to the Future predicts the future. Let's go Cubbies. And Jake Arrieta's World Series MVP.
I got the Mets over the Rangers in the World Series.
Wow, that's an awful World
I
Series.
really
that would be
think,
so bad.
I really think Matt Harvey's gonna step up his game and bring his stuff, and Bartolo Colon's gonna solidify that bullpen. I really hope that's what's gonna happen. And this is a very wishful pick, but Mets over the Rangers.
And how many games? 6?
Yes. Sure, let's go 6.
And Sean, if you could
2 3-man rotations, hell yeah. I'm definitely going with that.
This is for
Mets in 6.
This is for our Facebook status that I posted on the page. But after, if you could text me the LCS picks that you have, that would be good. Just so
The LCS picks.
Yeah, like who's gonna win?
All right, well, you just want to write them down
I
right
mean,
now.
Mets and Rangers, yeah.
All right. For LCS. Shit, who do I have? I got Rangers and Astros. Well, I just told you LCS. Rangers over Astros.
Yeah.
And then Mets over Cubs.
And how many games?
Oh, that's what you wanted.
Yeah.
Mets over Cubs in 7 games. Rangers over Astros in 5. If the Royals beat the Astros, I see it's very likely that the Royals will go to the World Series over the Rangers. But
all right,
I'm predicting the Astros beat the Royals, so
all right,
we're going with Mets over Rangers. Alrighty. That's it for the playoffs. CC Sabathia decided he doesn't like playoff baseball anymore, so he decided to go into rehab. He went into rehab earlier this week, Monday, something like that. Missed. I don't know. Would he have pitched for the Yankees?
No,
last
it would
night
have been
if
Tanaka
he
no matter
was
what.
in the game?
He wasn't gonna pitch no
okay.
matter what.
Yeah. So I guess it really doesn't matter that CC quit before the season ended, but
Yeah. I just want to say this though.
it was pretty much over.
Yeah, I think Brian, you said that CC was gonna go to rehab no matter what because
I feel like that was
he didn't feel like
his
he was
plan.
gonna make the playoffs.
I feel like he thought the Yankees weren't going to make the playoffs, and when they actually did, it was kind of late in the season, and it was just kind of late to cancel it. But
Yeah.
I don't know how rehab works, but I really hope I never find out. But
Well, I know like you have to go on like a waiting list, and it takes a really long time sometimes if you don't have like enough money. But CC obviously has enough money to go like check himself
actually
in.
an
Like,
issue for CC.
I'm sure the waiting list is for the really good rehab centers, not just like regular, ordinary rehab centers.
yeah, but I feel like
you or I
CC would go to the best.
Yeah, of course.
I have no
but
idea.
He also has enough money to be like, I'm gonna go. He's just walk in the door and be like, I'm gonna start my rehab right now.
Yeah.
He has enough money to do that.
According to, I think it was the New York Post, where they were talking about CC and like how what his tipping point was, and I just thought his tipping point was kind of weird. According to the New York Post, again, it said that CC's tipping point was when he started drinking during the games in the clubhouse. If that was the case, then the entire 2011 Red Sox team should have gone to rehab. Like, I just thought that was so weird. Like, I thought like his tipping point was like so much worse. Where like,
I mean, I'm sure he means like he
was like puking in like the clubhouse during the games and whatnot, or like wouldn't show up or something. Something like really Mickey Mantle type shit.
Well, I think what was really maybe what got him thinking about rehab was whatever happened in Toronto, and nobody is quite sure what happened with that incident. Even CC never really gave details about the Toronto incident, so everybody was kind of confused about that. And CC
what happened in Toronto?
Nobody knows, but CC Sabathia was involved in some club in Toronto. Apparently people were heckling him. That's all I know, is that people were heckling CC Sabathia, and he felt it necessary to fight back. And
okay.
Yeah,
whatever.
That might have been what inspired him to seek help. Maybe he had issues at home.
I heard a rumor that it was Bender in Baltimore that
finally,
I heard that one.
That finally broke the camel's back, or whatever that phrase is.
They had just clinched
final
the
straw to
playoffs,
break the camel's back. I don't know.
I don't know. I guess they were all drinking, and CC, I guess, kept it going for a while. And
I think he said he didn't stop for like 4 days. He just woke up and drank and kept drinking and fell asleep and then woke up and kept drinking. And what he meant was when he said the final, like the tipping point was him drinking in the clubhouse. I think he was like drinking in the clubhouse like every off day he had.
Yeah,
so that's not a good thing to do.
I mean, it's not, but then again, David Wells pitched a perfect game when he was hungover.
But it doesn't. It's still
right.
I
mean, I'm not saying it was bad. I just expected it to be
I also
a lot worse.
I'm pretty sure David Wells has been drinking nonstop since he was 13 years old. So.
But
CC and David Wells on the same person.
And anyway, like, I'm not trying to like belittle him and him making the decision to go to rehab. Good for him to realize that he was starting to have a problem, or it was becoming a problem, and going to get help. I just thought the story would have been a lot different and a lot worse,
Yeah. True. All right, on to the NFL. They had a game in London last weekend. The Dolphins against the Jets. Jets played pretty well, actually. They played pretty solid offense and defense. Miami just played like their head coach was about to get fired, and that did happen. Their head coach got fired the next day.
Right.
And rightfully so. It was a terrible game.
He should have gotten fired years ago. I didn't even know Joe Philbin was still their head coach.
He's only been there for 2 years, I think.
I think it was like 3. I think he got 3 full seasons.
Maybe 3.
I think he got 3 full seasons in, and then the Dolphins fired him.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a head coach.
I was surprised that I'm always surprised by mid-season firings. I just feel like if you were going to fire him, why didn't you do it already, like the off-season?
Yeah.
Like,
Speaking of...
If you were going to jerk around Joe Philbin like that and fly him all the way to London
that was kind of
and make him coach a game and then fire him when you get back to the United States 4 games into the season, at that point, it's just dumb. I don't like mid-season firings, but that's just me.
Just a quick side note. On the topic of mid-season firings, there's a rumor going around that Randy Edsall, the Maryland Terps head coach, is going to get fired after the Ohio State game.
Good.
Because I mean, we're going to lose that game 500-0 anyway, so
good. Finally.
Might as well.
But
yeah, finally, right?
Yeah.
But those are just rumors, because you can't like be like, oh, we're going to fire our coach in 5 days and still have him work.
Yeah. I do have to say this though. I think the firing was 100% like warranted. Like the Dolphins season, 4 games into the season was already going off the rails. They needed to make a change, and now the Dolphins defensive coordinator also got the boot earlier today. And I mean, this was 100% expected. And 100% warranted. The Dolphins needed to make this change, and Joe Philbin's not that great of a coach.
Yeah, but in week 4, though?
This team was expected to make the playoffs this year, and they get off to a 1-3 start.
That was a ridiculous assumption anyway, that the Dolphins were going to make the playoffs.
But they were at least expected to compete for a playoff spot, and they've got off to a 1-3 start. They've played terrible, and Dominican Sue's already being an asshole, and not calling the right plays that the coach has asked for.
Fuck that guy.
I mean, the Dolphins season is already off the rails, and I love it as a Patriots fan because it's just hilarious.
Yeah,
and how incompetent the rest of the AFC East is.
Yeah, I feel really bad.
The Jets are pretty good now.
I feel really bad for the Dolphins.
Oh yeah, so far anyway.
The AFC,
as of now, but
it's just the Dolphins that are.
It's only a matter of time before the Jets fuck up.
It's just the Dolphins that are incompetent right now. The Jets and Bills are playing terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
get off your high horse. Ethan.
No. But I'm just saying, like, the Bills got their asses kicked last week against the Eagles.
The Giants.
The Giants. I knew it was an NFC East team, and that was a game that a lot of people thought that the Bills should have won.
I mean, they should have. The Giants are.
I mean, yeah, the Bills aren't as incompetent right now as the Dolphins are, but I mean, compared to the Patriots, like, they're still a long way. I think the Jets. I think, Brian, you're right. The Jets are the most competent.
The Jets are good, man. You have to admit.
Besides the Patriots and the AFC.
You have to admit the Jets are good. Like, they have a very, very good defense. Chris Ivory's been absolutely killing it on offense. Ryan Fitzpatrick's not making mistakes. The Jets are actually good.
I watched Chris Ivory play this weekend, and he played phenomenal. He was just running over people.
Most underrated player in the NFL.
He really is.
Right now.
He would punish people for tackling him.
He went to
that's
Tiffin
the best thing about
came out of nowhere, and he's got a chance for 1,000 yards rushing this year. He is like Chris Ivory. I think is a really solid player.
Chris Ivory is what I hope Matt Jones will be. The Redskins.
Just a bruising running back.
Yeah, it's just a big bruising running back that's just going to punish you every time you tackle.
Yeah, he's kind of like got a little bit of Marshawn Lynch in him.
Yeah, a little beast mode.
Yeah.
All right, before we move on to this week, let's talk about the Monday night game. once again, the refs fuck up, and the Seahawks benefit from the refs fuck up. So late in the fourth quarter, very late in the fourth quarter, Lions driving down the field. Calvin Johnson reaches towards the end zone. Kim Chancellor makes a great play, punches the ball out, and then KJ Wright illegally bats the ball out of the end zone. It's not called. Granted, most of the casual fan wouldn't know that rule, but if you're an NFL official, I don't understand how you don't know any of the rules. Like,
But
you should know every single rule in the rule book if you're an NFL official. If not, you're just incompetent.
But the thing about that is that it's almost that almost never happens. Like, something like this never happens.
But you gotta know it. You gotta know it. You can't make make excuses.
I'm not making excuses. I agree with you that they should know the rules. But something like that, where a player bats the ball like with his bare hands after a fumble in the end zone, that's such a rare play. I mean,
you know what? It doesn't
happen before. I've never seen that happen before. That was the first time. I wouldn't know that was the rule either. And they admitted after the game they fucked it up, and it's unfortunate for the Lions. But at the same time, that's a play that almost never happens, and you never have to call that.
But to me, it doesn't matter how often it happens. Like, you should be prepared. I mean, Bill Belichick, they practice those types of plays all the time, and he has his teams prepared for those types of situations. That's what separates Bill Belichick from every other coach in the league. But
it's probably not even true.
No, Roosevelt Colvin, former Patriot, said that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Said that
I'm sure he has no bias whatsoever.
No, but if that wasn't true, why would he say it?
Because he's a Patriot and he's hard-headed.
No, that if Bill didn't have them practice those types of situations, there's no reason that he would have said it. You gotta get your head out of your ass, Sean.
Me?
Yes.
You gotta get your head out of your ass.
No.
You mention the Patriots every single episode.
When it's relevant, and the Patriots are the best, so they're always relevant. So
it's always relevant. Okay, yeah.
So fuck sense. You. But anyway, now, away from enough with Bill Belichick, but let's talk about Jim Caldwell and how big of a moron he is.
Oh my God.
He's a head coach. He should know. He should know that rule. How rarely it happens, it doesn't matter. He should know that rule, and even if he didn't know that rule, and the league and said that they fucked up, you gotta be more fired up about that, and we should have done other things better. Well,
I'm sure he
yeah, of course. No, I'm not saying that he didn't know the rule, or else he would have been livid. But what my point is that once the NFL says that they fucked up and that the Lions should have had the ball at the 1-yard line, you can't just take it and accept, we should have done other things better. Well, yeah, you should have done other things better, but I mean, there's a 98% chance that you would have won the game had that play been called correctly. So you got to be more fired up than that. That's why Jim Caldwell sucks.
What do you expect him to do? Write a strongly worded email to Roger Goodell?
No, I mean,
there's nothing you can do.
I mean, yeah, there's nothing that you can do, but still, be a little
there's something
more fired up than what he's acting like.
I mean, there's whatever.
Guys, can we go a little bit faster? Because my phone charger is in my car, and I can't go get it right now.
Yeah, let's move along right here.
Yeah, because my phone's going to die probably in 20 minutes. So I need to go to my car and get my charger at some point.
All right, let's go through the picks.
Sorry, guys.
Week 5 picks.
Andrew Luck's out.
Andrew Luck is out. Matt Hasselbeck has a flu or something like that.
But Hasselbeck's playing.
But he is playing.
Yeah. I have Texans.
Yeah, I have Texans. Aaron Foster's coming back. They're gonna.
You guys
run
are
all
sticking
over
with the Texans pick?
Yes, of course.
They're going to run it 40 times.
I'm going to actually go with the Colts in this one. It's in Indianapolis, right?
No, it's in Houston.
It's in Houston.
Oh. Well, either way, I'm going to stick with my original pick just because I think the Colts are a better team than the Texans, even without Andrew Luck. Having seen the Texans in person this year, I just don't think they're that good.
I just have to say this, though. The Colts barely beat the Jaguars last week at home, and I think the Texans are better than the Jaguars.
They are better than the Jaguars.
Just keep that in mind.
It's something to definitely keep in mind, and I'm interested to see how this game goes.
Everybody's better than the Jaguars.
It is nice to see Matt Hasselbeck in the league doing well again.
All right, next game. The Bears.
Wait, Matt Castle, the Texans quarterback?
Hasselbeck. I said
Hasselbeck. Okay. Matt Castle is the quarterback for the Texans, right?
No, no, he's a backup to the backup in Dallas. He's backing up Brendan Whedon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who's the Texans? Hold
on.
It's Ryan Mallett and Brian Hoyer.
Ryan Mallett, that's what I was thinking of. Never mind. Whatever.
I think Hoyer is Hoyer starting this week?
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's what ESPN just said.
Okay.
They did? Okay, cool.
It's not like it matters.
Hoyer, I feel like is at least competent because he was able to lead the Browns to a decent start last year before he got hurt.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right, Bears Chiefs. I got the Bears.
As the Chiefs.
I picked the Chiefs the last 2 weeks and they've let me down both times. So I'm going Bears.
I have the Chiefs. I just think that the Chiefs are a better team than the Bears. I feel like the Chiefs have been did not have the benefit. They had a tough schedule to start, and they have a solid defense. I'm picking the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think Kansas City's just much better than Chicago. The Bears just aren't good.
Jesus is back, though. Jesus is back.
He is back. But
who's back?
Jesus. Did you hear Bears tight end Martellus Bennett compared to
he's the black unicorn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the black unicorn is doing well. But I still think Kansas City's better than the Bears, and they'll win this game.
Yeah. Seahawks at Cincinnati.
Good one. This is a good one. This is the Fox game of the. You know what was funny was last week I was watching whatever game Joe Buck was calling. I think it was Packers 49ers. And he said, next week we have the Seahawks playing in Cincinnati. Like, he seemed surprised. That
Cincinnati?
Because they never call games in Cincinnati on Fox.
Yeah.
So he seemed really surprised. Like, he and Troy Aikman were like, hey, we like Cincinnati.
Bengals are 4-0.
Yeah, Bengals are 4-0. Seahawks were in the Super Bowl last year. Won it 2 years ago. This is a good one.
Yeah.
I think the Seahawks are going to win because I think they're a better team than the Bengals, but this one could go. This is a good one.
Although Marshawn Lynch is questionable for the game.
He is, but they've won the last 2 games basically without him. So.
Yeah, but they should have lost last week if the officials were competent. So I have the Bengals winning this week. I think Seattle really should be 1-3 instead of 2-2. And the Bengals have been played well throughout the entire season so far, and the Seahawks have been shaky. So I'm going with Cincinnati in Cincinnati.
I'm going with the Seahawks just because their defense is so good. I don't think there's any way the Bengals are going to score more than 10 points. AJ Green is going to have to put that team on his back, and I don't think he can do it against the Seahawks defense.
Red Rifle, let's go.
All right, my game is Redskins-Falcons. Obviously, I'm picking the Redskins. It's in Atlanta. I don't know if this is true, but I had a thought this week while picking the game, that Kirk Cousins plays better on like turf fields. Like if it's like 70 and sunny outside, he'll play well, or if it's inside and perfect weather, he'll play well. That's probably not even true, but that's in my mind is true. So I'm going Redskins.
I have Falcons. Falcons have looked very good so far in the early going. And Matty Ice is playing excellent with Julio Jones, so I got the Falcons.
Also, the Falcons' defensive line is the worst in the league. They're giving up the most fantasy points to running backs this year. So we got Alfred Morris, Matt Jones, Chris Thompson just waiting for our offensive line to do something.
And the Redskins' defense against Matt Ryan is going to do great, I assume.
Their secondary is like top 5 in the league. So
yeah, come on, Sean, be real. Falcons are winning this one.
I don't know.
Julio's going to torch them.
When the Redskins play well, they play very well.
Julio's going to torch them.
They can beat anybody. But the problem is Redskins only play well like 30% of the time. So
less than that.
Probably. All right, next game, Jags, Bucks.
This one sucks.
Honestly, picking this game, I laughed out loud. I was like, who's going to even watch this game? Like, what? Why do they have the Jaguars going?
Why is it? We should have a moment of silence for anybody who actually watches this game.
Let's have a moment of silence for this game, just in general, right now.
Yeah, this is literally the worst game in like the history of the NFL.
Ready? Silence. Okay, that was great. I got the Bucks winning. Just
now please join Kate Smith for God Bless America.
I have the Jaguars winning because I actually think they've played well at times and against teams that are better than the Buccaneers. So I'm going with the Jaguars. I think the Jaguars are better than the Bucks.
YOLO Jags. Go.
I'm going to say the Buccaneers just because I think Jameis Winston has to do good one game, and this would be the game to do well. So I'm going to go Buccaneers.
And this just in, the Rangers just beat the Blue Jays in Game 1 of the ALDS.
Oh.
5-3 final score.
So your prediction was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jaguars win this one. That's all I have to say about that.
Jags. All right. Next game, we got Saints at Eagles, both 1-3. This game is at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. I like the name of that stadium, Lincoln Financial Field.
Great stadium. That's great.
I think it's a good name for the stadium.
Especially in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I got the Eagles winning this game, I think.
Yeah, I have the Eagles winning this game, too.
Drew Brees
I feel like it's a pick-em game.
Drew Brees is back.
It really
I'm
is.
going with the Saints in this one, and I don't think the Eagles are that good anyway, so...
I mean, Saints' defense is horrible. Their offensive line is horrible. Eagles, when they play well, and I think they're going to play well against
this one could
defense.
go either way, though. You're right.
That is true. It could go either way. Eagles could play horrible. Drew Brees could play like Drew Brees. You never really know in the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, next game we got Ravens at Browns at Ravens. No, Browns at Ravens. That's what I meant. In Baltimore, both teams 1-3.
Is Natalie still going in this game, Ethan?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
She's gonna be in Baltimore. Cool. She didn't tell me.
Yeah, she's going to the Ravens-Browns game this week.
That bitch. Psych. I'm just kidding. I know Natalie doesn't listen to this podcast, so I think I'm safe.
Yeah.
We'll tell her anyway.
Yeah, we tell her.
I'm sure you will. I got the Ravens. I think they're the better team, and also it's in Baltimore. It's hard to win in Baltimore.
Yeah, I got Ravens.
Ravens across the board for this one.
All right. Next game is Packers.
Rams
in Lambeau Field. Packers. Easy.
Yeah, I have the Packers.
Aaron Rodgers still hasn't thrown a pick at Lambeau Field in 3 years, so I'm going with the Packers.
By the way, how great of a pickup was James Jones?
That's a great pickup.
Amazing.
I saw the moment it broke on ESPN or something. I was just watching TV on the couch, and Dylan was sitting right next to me, and I was like, James Jones just got picked up by the Packers, so I picked him up on my fantasy team, and I'm like, Dylan, guess what? Packers just picked up James Jones and played that.
Nice.
Yeah.
And he's been great.
We know who could use him is the guy who has Aaron Rodgers as quarterback, but that's all I'll say.
Oh, you trying to trade for James Jones?
You should ask Aaron Rodgers for James Jones.
Nope. No. Moving.
All right. Next game, Bills at Titans. I got circle them wagons. The Buffalo Bills are in town and are going to win.
Yeah, I got the Bills also.
No one circles the wagons.
I mean, Bills
the
defense
Buffalo
is going to play
Bills.
great every week, I believe. Titans. I mean, they're in the category with the Jags and Bucks and the Raiders of the world. They're not very good.
Yep.
So I got Bills.
Yeah. Next one, Cardinals at the Lions, and the Lions really should be 1-3. The Lions have had terrible luck. The first 4 weeks of the season have had really tough games, and unfortunately it will continue this week for the Lions, and I have the Cardinals winning.
Yeah, the Lions have pretty much the toughest schedule in the league.
To start out,
at least for the first half of the season.
Yeah.
So I got the Cards.
Yeah, Cardinals win this one.
All right. Now, America's team against America's team. The
Shut the
New England Patriots at the Dallas Cowboys.
The two most hated teams in America, and they both call themselves America's team.
Who calls the Patriots
God bless
America's
America.
team?
The only region
New
in
England,
America
the
that
Patriots
matters.
fans. Patriots fans.
New England.
call the
Nobody
Patriots
outside
America's
of Boston
team.
likes
We
Just like nobody outside of Dallas.
invented America.
Just like nobody outside of Dallas calls the Cowboys America's team, nobody outside of New England calls the Patriots America's team. It's just something the losers made up. All right.
We invented America.
Yeah,
So,
I'm sure you did.
Shut up.
Historically, it's correct.
Actually, Christopher Columbus discovered America, and it turns out he's a rapist and a bigot and an asshole.
Yeah, but he actually never made it to America.
Happy
He made it to the
Columbus
West
Day!
Indies. Yeah.
Days on Monday. Apparently, I don't get off work. I was kind of not surprised, but I was bummed. All right, I got the Patriots in this game just because Cowboys' defense is just bad. Offense with Brandon Whedon is much better.
Yeah.
I got Cowboys.
I have the Patriots winning. I'm gonna say 38-16. Patriots win.
That's hefty, man. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I simulated it on Madden, and the Cowboys even had
So that's not your prediction. That's Madden's prediction.
playing in Des Bryant, and I still won, 38-16. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. 38-16 Pats.
So original, Ethan. So original. All right. Next game is Broncos at Raiders. I don't know.
Denver.
I've picked the Broncos to lose the last two games.
You picked the Broncos to lose again this week.
And they've almost lost the last three games. So, yeah.
Fuck it.
You gotta go with the Raiders.
I have to go with the Raiders. Broncos have to lose sometime. Have to.
They will.
Peyton Manning's 100 years old. They have to lose at some point.
The Denver Broncos.
And when they lose, I'm going to predict it right.
The Denver Broncos.
This week or in week 20.
The Denver Broncos this season, so far, have been the luckiest team in the NFL. Like, there's no way that the Broncos should be 4-0.
As unlucky as the Lions have been, the Broncos have been just that lucky.
Definitely.
Yeah. And they're playing the Raiders, and the Broncos have owned the Raiders the last few years.
The entire history of the franchise they've owned.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with the Broncos, as much as I hate to say it.
Same thing. I'm going with Denver to win.
They are playing in Oakland, so Peyton Manning might get shot before the game. I'm kind of banking on that. So, next game, the night game, Sunday night game, 49ers against the Giants
in
East Rutherford, New Jersey. 49ers are horrible. I'm gonna go with the. Actually, their defense isn't terrible. They played well against the Packers last week, but
yeah, they held the Packers to only 17 points, which is impressive.
They're going to be without
That is very
one
impressive.
of their linebackers, if I'm not. I can't remember the name of the guy, but one of their best defensive players is out for this game because his sister, unfortunately, I'm not quite sure the details, but his sister unfortunately died. So condolences to him.
Oh wow,
I'm not quite sure the name. I can't remember the name of the guy, but and it's bad that I can't remember it. But obviously condolences to him and his family, and I think the Giants still Colin Kaepernick is just terrible. I mean that guy is what the hell happened to him?
All his confidence went out the door when Harbaugh went out the door.
This is the
and the 49ers trading Alex Smith is the dumbest move ever.
No, it's not.
At least
Alex Smith isn't that good.
No, but Alex Smith is a competent quarterback. That's all you really need in the NFL is a competent quarterback in order to be somewhat.
Alex Smith is the check down king. He checks down 9 times out of 10.
Hey, you gotta throw it to the open man.
When the open man is always 3 yards in front of you, it's kind of easy to be an NFL quarterback. All right, the Monday night game, Steelers at the Chargers in San Diego. It's going to be 85 and sunny. Very jealous of that.
Fuck San Diego for that, by the way. Fuck them for their perfect weather. I mean, come on.
Well, they are kind of fucked because they don't have any water. They haven't had any water for like 20 years.
San Diego is awesome. I love that San Diego.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the San Diego Superchargers.
I think I'm going to disagree with you. I think the Steelers are going to pull it together. They got Martavis Bryant coming back. I think he's going to do very well with Michael Vick. Michael Vick played pretty well last week against the Ravens.
He did.
Yeah.
Which was kind of surprising. I was expecting him to be a total flop, but he played pretty well. He ran all right. I'm going to go with the Steelers with Le'Veon Bell, Martavis Bryant, getting their stuff together.
Antonio Brown. Yeah.
Antonio Brown. Thank you.
I'm going to go with the Steelers, too. Eric Stangl, who's one of, or I guess now was one of the head writers for David Letterman's show, he's a big Chargers fan. He's one of the top people to follow on Twitter. And he tweeted last week when the Chargers were playing the Browns, he's like, does any team have more visiting fans in their stadium than the Chargers? And which team do you think brings more visiting fans than any other team in the NFL? The Steelers. So that's who they played this week. It's basically going to be a Steelers home game.
Yeah.
So I'm going with the Steelers as well. And I forgot about Martavis Bryant coming back too. So
yeah,
I have him on my fantasy team.
He's been a hot commodity. People really he's been traded like 3 or 4 times.
I was gonna say he's bounced around Scrub Nation.
I've also looked into trading for Martavis Bryant, so keep that in mind, Ethan.
Okay. Do you have running backs? Because that's what I need.
He does not have running backs. His running backs suck.
My running backs? I have Marshawn Lynch and Arian Foster.
But they're hurt. They're hurt all the time. You started Matt Jones.
Oh, we lost Brian.
Yeah, I started Matt Jones. He was going to say I started Matt Jones, and that was very wishful thinking, but everybody on my team has been hurt. So whatever.
Well, last week I had the curse of the bye, but I still came out and beat Lauren in like the scrubbiest of the scrubs. Well, it wasn't that scrubby because I think Pat only scored like 40 points last week.
Yeah. Like half of our league scored under 80 points last week. It was pretty bad.
And who was it? Was it Fresh or whoever Fresh was playing? Whoever lost that game, they scored the second most points in the league, and they still lost. And they would have beaten all of us, but they still lost last week.
Yeah.
That's like from. But meanwhile, we lost Brian, and hopefully
we did lose Brian.
He comes back. Let's talk about Katie Nolan real quick before we move on to the NHL.
Oh, right. She absolutely ethered everybody in the NFL, especially Greg Hardy and the NFL HR department and their website.
PR department too.
Yeah, I mean PR department. That's what I meant. You got to watch the rant. It was a great rant, or visionary stream of consciousness, as our friend Yeezus says. I thought it was great. I enjoyed it. I think it needed to be said. And you see, everybody now today is like all up in arms about what Greg Hardy said and this, that, and the other. Like I saw the thing on like an article on Facebook or whatever, the notifications of the trends or whatever on Facebook. I saw somebody wrote an article about that. I don't think they mentioned Katie Nolan once. I'm like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's dumb. Katie Nolan's awesome.
She is
funny.
A cool person.
And she is absolutely 100% right. I just love the fact that how she eviscerated the NFL and Greg Hardy. And really, she once again, like, she exposed how hypocritical the NFL is and what a bunch of morons the NFL is being run by.
Yeah.
And I feel like people have been harping on that for the last 2 years, this year especially, for a number of reasons. And the NFL front office is just a complete and utter joke.
Well, of course you think so. But my favorite part of the video was when Katie Nolan was like, he had to be not, like, he couldn't not be misogynistic for 12 minutes. For 12 minutes. He had to not say anything offensive for 12 minutes.
And he couldn't do that.
After he comes back from a 4-game suspension of allegedly beating the crap out of and threatening to kill his girlfriend, he has to be not in complete misogynistic asshole for 12 minutes, and he couldn't do it.
Yeah. And also, like, with
it shows you what kind of a piece of crap Jerry Jones is for signing him too.
Yeah, and also, Jerry Jones has his own issues with that sexual indiscretions.
I think Jerry Jones is like, what's the big deal? I beat women too.
I don't think he.
Which isn't funny,
but
I wouldn't be surprised.
He definitely has his own issues, but and the thing, like, another thing about NFL and Roger Goodell, as I'm encroaching on my walk-off. I'll just say my walk-off right now, even though it's not really a walk-off. But like, all Roger Goodell had to say was, in regards to Greg Hardy's comments, was, I don't agree with what he said. I didn't think it was smart. We'll talk to him about it. But instead, he plays ignorance. He says, "Oh, I haven't heard or seen the comments yet. We'll look into it." How have you not seen or heard about Greg Hardy's comments when it's been all over the news? And
what happened? What I missed, by the way, first.
We're talking about Katie Nolan's visionary stream of consciousness.
I have to actually go in a minute, so I'm just going to. You guys are talking about Greg Hardy.
Yeah.
Thanks for popping back in for 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm just gonna tell you guys. I had to go anyway, so.
All right.
See you.
Yeah,
okay.
I just wanted to make sure. My phone actually died, so that's.
That's right.
I just wanted to make that clear.
Yeah, no, we figured.
Yeah.
All right, so
you guys
see
have
you,
a good rest of the show. See you
guys.
Well, did you?
Brian. But yes, instead, Roger Goodell plays the ignorance card, and he is such a fucking hypocrite. Like, he said back with Bountygate, said, "Oh, ignorance isn't an excuse." Well, he's been playing ignorant to the whole domestic violence thing the entire time. How big of a hypocrite is he? How dumb is he? I don't understand how he still has a job. He is horrible. He is a horrible human being.
And the Cowboys PR department, I guess it was their PR department, somebody on the Cowboys team was, maybe it was like one of their coaches or something. He's like, yeah, we talked to Greg Hardy about that. We told him it wasn't very good. Wasn't a good thing to say, and it was very insensitive of him. And he's like, I think he understands that now. It's like, well, great. He understands that now. That's great.
Well, obviously he didn't understand it after he got suspended.
Which means he doesn't understand it at all because he's still a total idiot. But
like if Roger Goodell, like after that, he should have said he should have fined him because clearly he doesn't understand it. He doesn't get it.
Yeah.
All right, NHL playoff or the NHL started yesterday. More games today. Your Stanley Cup pick, I guess, real quick before we
Stanley
head
Cup
off.
pick, Capitals. They did get TJ Oshie this offseason.
Yeah, that's
a
great signing.
I'm not really sure how great he is in regular, like the NHL, but he was fantastic in the Olympics. So there's no way that's a bad signing.
He was. I think the Capitals are actually like a legitimate pick.
They're always a legitimate pick every year, and then they blow it 10 games into the season.
Yeah, the Bruins.
Welcome to Washington sports.
Yeah, the Bruins. I would like to say that I think they will make the playoffs again. I actually think they will make the playoffs as like an 8, 7, or 6 seed. I hope they do better, but I think they'll return to the playoffs. I don't think they will make much noise because they're. We don't really. There's been so much turnover. We don't even know what the Bruins look like. They played well in the in the preseason, so hopefully that continues. They're without Chara tonight.
Hey, guess who also plays well in the preseason? The Washington Redskins. They're like 4-0 on their last 20 preseason games, and like.
But I think the Rangers will make it back. Brian will like this. I think the Rangers will make it back to the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, Rangers gonna make a run
this year. And I don't know. I guess I'll say that the Ducks will win the Stanley Cup this year.
The Ducks? The Anaheim Ducks.
Yeah.
Anaheim Mighty Ducks. All right. Cool.
All right. And now that's a show, I guess.
That is our show. We got Barry Bonds taking us out by Yeezus, a.k.a. Kanye West, a.k.a. Mr. Kardashian. It still baffles my mind. But anyway, we got Barry Bonds taking us out just because Barry Bonds is one of the greatest postseason players ever.
And hitters of all time.
And hitters of all time, even though he just took steroids every time he ate breakfast.
But even before he took steroids, he was still one of the best. So, give him a pass for that.
It's iffy on when he stopped taking, or he started taking steroids.
In the Game of Shadows, it specifically said he started taking steroids in 1998-99 after Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa.
That's if you believe Barry Bonds telling the truth about doing something illegal. So,
no, but if you look at pictures, like in 98, 99,
yeah, I mean, if you look at pictures, you can.
He was still skinny, but then after that season, I think it was like 99, 2000, he just became huge.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell around the time that he started taking steroids. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
We got Barry Bonds taking us out. Kanye West. Yeezus. Peace.
Yeah, peace.